A man noticed a dog that had been buried alive under a massive layer of earth. People managed to free the unfortunate animal from a terrible trap, but what they found next to the dog shocked everyone. This incredible incident occurred in the Indian state of Kerala. For 2 days, heavy rainfall was nearly incessant. Towards the end of the second day, the large amount of rainfall triggered a strong landslide that destroyed several dozen homes, and it was only by a miracle that none of the local residents were seriously injured. When people began to clear the debris, one man heard plaintive moans coming from behind a partially destroyed store affected by the landslide. Realizing someone was in trouble, the man made his way through the mud and debris to offer help. What he saw was a horrifying sight. A large dog was buried up to its neck in the ground. It seemed the animal had not had time to escape from the landslide and found itself in a death trap. The dog had been in such a terrible condition for nearly 2 days before it was finally discovered by local residents. Seeing the animal in distress, people immediately rushed to help. However, they quickly realized that it was impossible to get the poor thing out that easily, so they had to call the rescue service. Rescuers arrived at the scene within half an hour and immediately began their work. First, the men had to dig the earth around the suffering animal to get closer to it. They had to act carefully and slowly so as not to accidentally injure the dog with a sharp tool. In addition, digging was made difficult by numerous tree roots, which had to be chopped and dug out in parts, further slowing the rescue operation. After nearly 2 hours of hard work, the rescuers finally managed to free the dog from its earthen prison. The poor animal was immediately cleaned of mud, after which they tried to give it water and food. However, the dog refused everything, broke free from the hands of the people, ran to the hole from which it had just been dug out, and began to bark loudly. The rescuers could not understand what was happening until one of the men took a closer look at the hole and noticed some movement. The man knelt down and soon felt 2 small, dirty lumps with his hand, which, to his surprise, turned out to be very tiny puppies. But the most incredible part was that both puppies were still alive. It seems the mother dog had covered her defenseless pups with her body, which is why she herself had not managed to escape the landslide. But thanks to her brave actions, both puppies managed to survive underground for almost 2 days. Now the puppies needed urgent help, as they had been without food and water for so long. Rescuers carefully washed the whining pups and cleaned the mud from their mouths. Seeing this, the mother dog finally calmed down and agreed to eat a little. The washed puppies were immediately returned to their mother, and both puppies began to greedily suckle at her breast. Finally, the dog and her puppies were in complete safety after 2 days of the real nightmare they had to endure. If passers-by had not noticed the troubled dog in time and called for help, everything could have ended very sadly. Now, thanks to kind people, this dog family was together again. Compassionate people continued to watch over the dog and her puppies and fed them until they were sure that everything would be all right.